Hey everybody, Jason Burmis here, and really within the last, 45 minutes, all of a sudden I'm hearing bulletins alert that USA Today in Virginia, their headquarters had been evacuated because of a person with a weapon on the premises. Now, obviously, a lot of people thought this was going to be leading to an active shooter situation. I went onto Twitter, I went to the latest, I was looking through this stuff, I was able to find a local live news feed, and the long and the short of it right now is that absolutely nothing happened. In fact, the police not only have found no evidence of a violent act, but so far I don't think they found a suspect or anything that would suggest that a violent act was going to occur. But be that as it may, let's go to the media reports that came out extremely quickly. Okay, breaking news, police respond to reports of a man with a weapon at the USA Today building in Virginia. And a big part of this whole narrative is that crazy conspiracy theorists are, going to take out the media, and the media is the next big target of these mass shooters, these domestic terrorists. And for me, this whole idea of domestic terrorism based on ideology, when it's not even a group, right? Even when they tried to say that, the Taliban supported terrorists or Al Qaeda is a terrorist group, despite us working with them, right? That's a group. There is no rhyme or reason. There is no group. From all accounts, the Dayton shooter and the El Paso shooter are, diametrically opposed on so many issues if you believe the narratives, okay? So anyway, authorities are responding to reports of a man with a weapon at the USA Today headquarters, and hundreds of people were outside, if not almost 1,000. They urge the public to avoid the area and will release more details as they become available. Like I said, here's a good shot of it. And as I said, they had live coverage. Raw Story was there. They had like I said, a live feed of the news right down here, WUSA 9, and nothing. But is this the new Hysteria, America? That's how I feel. Let's go to the latest on it. Let's look it up, USA Today, and see if there's any real explanations out there. But this is minute by minute. This is reported within the last hour, and the hysteria is here. All right. So yes, again, man with gun reported 26 minutes ago. Doesn't seem like there's a lot here, Twitter. Is this really the latest? Here we go. Let's go in there. 25 seconds. No evidence of any acts of violence. And look at this. They sent in complete SWAT gear. And don't get me wrong, I want these guys to be armed. But does this also acclimate the public to this type of thing? Let's see if we can open that in a new tab. How big is that? It's little. I wanted something bigger. Let's see. Let's keep going down. Oh, that's lovely. You will get chipped. Oh, we'll get to that later. Looks like that's gonna be another article that we're gonna be doing. USA Today, just awesome news. No, you're gonna get chipped. It's all right. Don't worry. Awesome. That's just so great. But let's put that to the side for later. Oh boy. Headquarters has been evacuated. Again, 1 minute ago. Here's a better shot of the police coming in, full gear, cameras. So again, I just feel like now we're in such a state in this country where they're going to try to keep ramping up the fear on these mass shooting events. And we're probably going to see more within the coming weeks and months as the election gets hotter and hotter and they have to start narrowing the Democratic candidates down. We're still very early, but within the next 4 or 5 months, we're not that early. They're going to want to cut them in at least half in the next 4 to 5 months, that's for sure. And I'm not saying that all of this is politically motivated. We don't know whether this was a prank, where the information came from, a case of mistaken identity. Maybe they saw somebody, they thought they saw a gun, it wasn't there. We have no idea at this point. But just the fact that the media was ready to go with it, everybody's out there. You got guys in SWAT gear. I remember while the feed was going on, the guy was counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 medical vehicles and unmarked cop cars. And yeah, we want that kind of response time, but is that the kind of society we want to live in, where on any given Sunday our schools could be under attack, our malls could be under attack, the press is under attack by some kind of a psychotic killer that we're labeling as a domestic terrorist, and we're pointing the finger not at the killer themselves anymore, but people like the president, which I find extremely bizarre. For instance, and Trump couldn't help but say that the Dayton shooter was a supporter of Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders, but at the same time, the mainstream media wants to run with the complete other narrative. I can't tell you how many in my social media feed that I check every once in a while, how many odd cartoons there are. I saw one today where Trump was in the ear of a psychotic man with a gun, and then the next thing you saw was a pile of bodies and the psychotic man with a gun, and then Trump calling him a mental illness. Well, again, the Dayton shooter 100% was mentally ill. 100%. I called it from the beginning. And again, the police there, amazing job. Unbelievable job. I think they've clocked it in at just about 30 seconds that they took him out. That's unreal. Think about that. That's why the two events are so different to me. On one event, you have like 20 people die, and it takes a long period of time. There's questions surrounding it. There's no question what happened here. This person had been talking about decapitation, rape, and killing. He had told everybody who he was. He had already been suspended from school for a year. The kids were so frightened when he came back that 1/3 of the students didn't return to that school that year. That's being really underreported. And now they want to push red flag laws to take guns. And believe me, I don't sit here and rage about the Second Amendment and guns all the time, but I'm very happy it's here. It's not here for hunting. It's not just here for protecting our homes. The forefathers put it here to protect us against a tyrannical government. That's the truth of the matter. And everybody's like, well, if the government wants to take over, they will. Well, again, you got to have people on the ground, and U.S. soldiers aren't going to want to go against U.S. citizens, especially when they know they're in the right. So the gun argument to me, I don't know why this person was anywhere near a gun. This Betts. I really have no idea why he wasn't seeing somebody. I don't get it. Like not only just seeing somebody, I want to know what medications he was on. But when you make those kind of threats to people, and it was more than just writing a list, he was texting people, even by his ex-girlfriend's account, that to me wasn't an ex-girlfriend. Okay, but that's a whole other issue. You can watch my videos on it. She talked about an incident where he was going to leave a letter at the doorstep of another ex-girlfriend that was very creepy and threatening. So all this stuff goes beyond politics, but we won't talk about it. Instead, we're going to hear this right-left rage bait nonsense, bringing race and identity politics into it, despite the fact people of all colors, of all beliefs, of all ages, died in these attacks. And they had died quickly, especially in Dayton. Sick, sad. And I do agree. We don't need red flag laws where anybody can call in a threat and all of a sudden your guns are taken away. That to me is insanity. That doesn't give any due process. That's nuts. However, how this person didn't have at least a parole officer. He was only 24. He's only 24, and from the account of this woman, they met at a class on psychology. And he was then talking about suicide. She said this is exactly how he wanted to go out. He debated Republicans, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm not calling a madman leftist, because that's not what he was. He was a psychopath. That's what he was, a psychopath. Oh, Scott Bailey, thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate your diligence, Jason. Keep up the great work. I appreciate you guys. And again, are we just going to live in this world of hype and hysteria? Are we going to just live in a world where it's okay to label anybody a domestic terrorist that questions any event in any way, shape, or form? Where again, at a moment's notice, I bet you there were people already calling this a false flag, even though it was a non-event. All right? So keep that in mind. I want to let people know that I'm doing 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 videos a day. We're definitely now going to be doing this USA Today piece right here. You will get chipped eventually, now that we just ran across that. I don't think I'm going to get chipped. Thanks, USA Today. I'm all against that. But again, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days videos a day. Already did my walk and talk with Karma and her brother Gordo, as well as Dylan Avery, part of the Loose Change crew, myself, Dylan, Corey Rowe. We did the AMA with Epstein last night. We did an update on Assange, WikiLeaks, and so much more. Please subscribe if you're new to the channel. Join the Burmist Brigade. And remember, I'm doing this with your help. We're a little bit over halfway mark. Oh, all right. Someone donated a little bit. $5, $10, $15, $20 really does help a lot. And I'm trying to hit that $5,000 mark in the next 9 or 10 days, which will be a little bit difficult, but I believe we can at least get close with your help. So let's crank out the videos and crank out the truth. Share this on social media, and I'll see you guys on the flip side.